Your friend just got their third tattoo. Your coworker is showing off a new sleeve. Your Instagram feed is a gallery of fresh ink. And meanwhile, you're sitting there with completely blank skin, feeling like people treat you like the outlier. This split is reflected in the data. Roughly 46% of millennials have at least one tattoo, leaving those with unmarked skin in a shrinking minority. Because of that shift, those who stay tattoo-free often face specific cultural assumptions. They're frequently labeled as boring, indecisive, or simply afraid of the needle. However, the decision to stay unmarked often involves a specific internal logic regarding how a person perceives their future self and their own identity over time. We analyze the psychology behind these everyday choices to better understand human behavior. If you want to see how these patterns shape your own life, hit the subscribe button. There is a notable contrast in what we consider permanent. Many people sign 30-year mortgages or decide to have children without hesitation, yet view a small tattoo as an overwhelming commitment. This timeline represents temporal discounting, a cognitive process where we weigh the present against the future. Some people are highly sensitive to the possibility of future regret, even decades into the future. For these individuals, their future self feels like a stranger. They refuse to make a permanent physical choice for a person they haven't met yet, treating their future body with a sense of stewardship. Research on personality development shows this caution has a basis in reality. Our tastes and values often shift significantly as we age, meaning the imagery we choose at 20 may not represent who we are at 40. In this context, staying tattoo-free isn't a failure to commit to the present. It is a way to preserve the autonomy of the person they will eventually become. Other people avoid tattoos because they view their identity as a fluid, ongoing process rather than a finished product. This illustrates identity foreclosure. It's the psychological pressure of committing to a specific persona before you've finished exploring who you are. By keeping their skin a blank canvas, these individuals feel they can stay adaptable, remaining free from the physical declarations of their past selves. While this adaptability is often a sign of growth, it can sometimes mask a hesitation to define oneself or a fear of being locked in to any single path. For the unmarked, the skin serves as a physical reminder that they are still a work in progress and that all future doors remain open. There's also the practical side of social perception. Despite tattoos becoming common, many people still consider how visible ink might affect their professional standing or family relationships. This is a form of impression management, the strategic way we curate how others see us. This scale shows the cost-benefit analysis at play. These individuals weigh the desire for personal expression against social expectations and the potential for external judgment. Once a tattoo is permanent, it becomes a variable that is difficult to change. For some, staying unmarked is a way to keep total control over their own social narrative. In these cases, the choice is less about a lack of expression and more about a strategic decision to navigate different social environments with ease. Finally, some people choose unmarked skin out of a sense of minimalism. They value the body exactly as it was formed, seeing any addition as unnecessary. This often relates to an intrinsic identity orientation, the belief that who you are exists internally and doesn't require external symbols to be valid. These people process their experiences internally. They don't feel the need to wear their history, carrying the weight of those moments within themselves. It's the same logic that suggests you don't need an image of a loved one's face on your arm to remember exactly what they look like. In a world that often measures self-expression by what is visible on the surface, choosing not to participate becomes its own statement of self-sufficiency. There is a common cultural assumption that physical ink is a direct indicator of a person's emotional depth or the meaning they find in life. But the absence of a symbol doesn't mean a lack of connection. The unmarked simply process their attachments and values in a different way. Whether someone is covered in tattoos or has none at all, the most important factor is whether that choice was made authentically and for their own reasons. Both paths are just different ways of answering the same question. Who are we, and how do we choose to present ourselves to the world? If this look at the psychology of choice helped you see things differently, please like and subscribe. As the saying goes, knowing others is intelligence. Knowing yourself is true wisdom.